It is Larisa Guzeeva, and this is the program Let's Marry. We have today groom Tatiana, Елена, and another Елена. It is the program Давай Поженимся, Let's Marry, and I want to give a present to it. Vladimir, he's 50. In his system of values, family is the first. When his wife started telling that she wants to divorce, he just collapsed. He is a professional. He was to leave his workplace. He now studies or does mathematics teaching, and he's not wanting to be with the woman who has many or much romance behind her shoulders. He wants to live with a wife who is from Moscow. I would like to sell. What would like to pay? But thanks very much. I want to say thank you for helping me doing this. Well, he's a very interesting man, and he's very presentable. Well, family is a weight of gold, as to think of what we spoke before. And family is a big thing. My parents made me know this. They've been 50 years together, and it kind of made it for us, such as how we value it. He seems to be a bit different, or his 50 years doesn't look as how he is. Well, I wanted to have family. Well, you say it is not only about emotions, but also doing the managing or kind of controlling it and doing the logical doing of mind. Well, you have weighted it all up, and this is the emotions. Yeah, this was the analysis. Well, father. Well, it's kind of a bit physical, yes, but no. It is that we may kind of talk a bit about your kids. And you have 3 kids, and with your former wife, and she spent much time on to doing some things that she needed. How is it in the family? Husband's salary is for things, and wife's salary is for just something. Well, what about the salary? Well, salary of hers just made those some things. Wasn't it enough? Well, she just didn't want to be making part of doing the family budget. She couldn't kind of fit in the half of it, and it kind of couldn't make her part of the voice for this type of for this portion of family making. So you have decided to put 60% in, and 40% is to live on. She thinks that all the families spend everything that they earn. Well, she thought, why wouldn't you? Well, she may have thought, or maybe wasn't it such as how she kind of looked at it as having kind of several coats, or why having several coats instead of just having one and having it? Well, he seems to be kind of an important person in the family, and he may want such a position in the future family as well. Well, but haven't you had such the family for a long time, and do you still want such thing in your life? Well, we've been living in different rooms for some time, if you may know what I mean. Well, it just turned out somehow that she wanted to have financial independence, but she couldn't bring money, and there was a question of what to give it in. But valuing her as a domestic household as a psychologist. A psychologist, what does a psychologist do in the family? Well, psychologist does the mood, just makes such moments. Someone is mad, another one is doing peace. Doing this type of things, doing cooking, but she's the domestic one. What about the marriage duty? Well, it is very interesting to be valuing this thing, but what kind of valuation are you talking about? The market valuation? Well, it is different. Well, it's kind of like, domestic worker in the household, or it's a starved domestic worker. Kind of different thing to be playing or doing stuff. Well, it kind of turned out in some way, He is not a dictator. No, he just wants to just control finance, to have them in his own hands. It's a bad topic of him. Well, so it's just a valuation of subject, is it? Well, if you may overlook it from some kind of point how you see it, maybe, well, isn't it about this being substituted by the penalty? He's been conspicuously planning his life. Please state several kind of points how you planned your personal family life. Well, sometimes there's a situation when you cannot realize some moments. I kind of do things like, going dancing. Well, she went into the sewing club. Well, she could go clubbing. I just offered her to kind of save the family and do anything, to let kids be with the family, but this was the option, kind of firstly looking or appearing for her, kind of alright. Well, please tell us that this is the family where a man is a sadist and it doesn't smell like love. There is no love in such relationships. How could she be doing several kids, several children in such a family? Well, we having kids, they are same year kids, and so it is like a couple of kids, one kid, another kid, and a third kid in 5 years. Well, you have said an unknown word for me. I don't understand. Kind of like it is not planned. So isn't it you planning it? No. Isn't it not planning, or isn't it planning? It just turned, and during those years she didn't even kind of come back into her being. Well, she kind of wanted them, and we just wanted to do many kids, as many as we could, and then this number just turned out to be into 5, but when we kind of had 3 of them, it kind of became kind of difficult. Haven't you had it, or haven't you helped her in the domestic doing, or you just made her do the woman thing? Well, I kind of did. Volodya is good. It's a lot about doing thing with kids. And more on this, it's even after his divorce, he was to do about having kept or keeping his kids. Isn't it about the divorce? It is the divorce, and after us divorcing, I have found, she has brought another husband into the into her life in a week. Well, I would be with her up till the end of life, but there are tragic things that happened then, and she passed away. She left this life because of some disease or cardiological special health condition. He has other eyes when he talks about his second wife. He is talking about her warmly. It seems to be really good if it's all viewed from the viewpoint of him talking about our second wife. Isn't it about the self-happiness that wife has? Why do you think that she is unhappy? Well, she has always been working on kids, and she had to kind of count everything all the time, not to be sitting in the pool or not to get into the pool. It's crazy, and the lips are narrow. And in a couple of weeks, she brought another man. Daria, wouldn't you want, or would you want your person of choice to be seen, to be kind of similar to your father? Well, probably I wouldn't. He doesn't even look anywhere similar to him now. She is in her age. She's mature, and she does seem kind of cool. What about the family codex that you kind of mean about this thing? Well, I kind of like try things. What didn't you like about her? Well, I did like a lot. What about, you said about this family codex, to let her know what? Well, to let her know that in the beginning it is said that if family has kids, and this is the main priority of the family, and it is not all to do about some other things, it is about parents living for their kids. Well, he is kind of all there placed, you know, and he is living, and everything is on the shelf. Well, it's pretty much 90% similarity with Vasilisa. Well, there are such things such as freedom systems. We need women with tough nerves. Capricorn or Taurus will be all right. If you don't like something, she kind of may handle it. It seems like it is just going to be shown, and it is about the Earth beauty being showed. No, he's 50, he has his views and set views. Какой ебать? О! Сука, ебать. Пиздец. Well, please follow in here to get acquainted with your first groom. Hi. Good day, Vladimir. It is to you and this balloon as well. Thanks very much. You're glad. Kind. She is proud of her red diploma. She also likes having lavanda. She understood that being in the family house gave her blessing, and she is looking after someone she wants to be with. So these are some things that we have there. Some food with fish, some tartlets, and some meat. So you live in such a family, and when it is 17 years and it's just crazy love breaks your head when you're 17, and yeah, I kind of stopped studying in university. My father dreamed of me kind of finishing Bauma University, and where have you decided to go? Well, this is making, this is proper doing. Maybe it is about love, such sense. It is parents that think and make such important view, such an important view of things that we have, and we need to kind of do them. Well, isn't it? Isn't it about friends Well, isn't it about? Yes, actually, I have seen him leaving from the friend party with someone. So first husband actually cheated on her, and this one won't be cheating on her, and this is a big plus. Uh, so isn't it the thing that we're choosing? The things that we are choosing among those three is the note with an image. Note with an image is a deer. So it was a deer. Yes, it was a meeting with a deer. 5 years ago, I went onto the dacha on the Simferopol Shosset. It was kind of dark, and it was raining. It was autumn, and just unexpectedly, suddenly onto the road, there was a shade going, and just became there, and I could be managing to turn from it, and I felt like I am kind of going on it, but I am going far away from it, but I knew that it is not, it is something, well, it wasn't a person. No, it wasn't. It was the deer. Well, what did you do? Well, did you dig that down and ate? Well, and then it just went onto the car, and there a crash happened. And for several seconds I just lost my conscience, and I just kind of got back into it, or awoke, looking at the metal cage that I was there. And what was with the deer? Well, it's kind of like, gone. There was also some other thing, like, the dog and the forest and fire thing that we had this, and there was a 2-meter person, a mayor, and took me and like covered with me, and kind of like running to the car. Well, run, and he said, let's run. They may be wild. Let's leave it. We're kind of standing there with the spring. I kind of, or with the fox. I kind of looked at her, and she's like, "Have you seen it?" I was like, "Yes." Okay, Vladimir, I'm gonna ask you to help me. Vladimir, I know that you love outer city vacation or rest, and I want to give you this step as a present, and I want you kind of sit on it and think about something. It is about, is it made of stone? Yes, but it's not just it. It is the step. It's not just a step. Well, it is. It doesn't just go. It is the from this side here. Okay. So, this is some, well, I wanted to offer you something. I want to you give this book. This is a book of the Sneaker philosopher. But before giving it to you, I want to play one game with you. We may be interested in what's going to happen to us further. I want to read one note for you, the number of that you're gonna say, and we will see how it's kind of like. Well, he doesn't know all these unknown things and all those foretelling or kind of foreseeing. Some things were read from the book, being told about someone and blood that is in someone, making them as how they are. She is sympathetic. She has a lot of sex. He doesn't want to have much of her background having before, or having. She doesn't want her to have much background she gave him a good present, a worthy present. This present that you gave to him is worthy and functional. Well, you know, one thing is how much can I make her happy or myself? If you just dig everything that you kind of lived on, such thing is a bony view of how things are. And when you were 20, you kind of started seeing how it is, but it is not proper. And we see it as it is not proper to see how it is overviewed. When I read it from the book, he kind of got warm. Well, it's different. It is 8 years of difference. It's just 8 years. Just 8 years. What about the family? Which family? It's just give a birth and that's it. Why isn't it saying it over? Or why is it over telling it? What is it about? Where are you looking? Well, Larissa, don't you do that such? Now, well, in this case, Vladimir doesn't want to have fourth on for him. You're saying yourself, for him, he needs to live, and she is about this idea. I'm telling, then I'm telling, it's not for the lady. Just leave him and let them grow and be brought. When he showed the photograph or image where he holds his fourth and another one who is his grandson. He is dreaming about this. It was 30 minutes ago, half an hour ago. Okay, let's see how it is about Vasilisa. Vasilisa, I do like Tatiana, but I think it's such a case when you're thinking it not that much proper. I'm not sure about those happy or making happy. I'm not sure shall she or may she or can she be or how can she be happy. She may need to overlook herself. She is a lunar psychological archetype, if it's all right to be said in such way. I think there is a point in looking at future mother and having kids. Good day, Vladimir. My name is Yelena. Evening. For you is just such for now. Yelena, she is in her age, which is 4 and some several, couple or maybe 1 or 2 or 3, which does make how she is now. Or, well, pretty much not how it makes her, but it is about her making herself in how she is. I am a bit shy about asking you about your health. No, Larissa, it's all right. I'm kind of not about this thing. Well, kind of all right. I sometimes had to go into the kind of facility or hospital facility. Yeah, sometimes I had to go to the facilities for some reasons. Yes, my intuition kind of showed me things. Well, about diseases, and what about the nerves? Well, it's strange to know about the chiefs of your husband after going to the medical facility. Well, sometimes I just started losing my conscience when even sitting in the armchair or in the chair, losing the conscience. I didn't believe this. Well, listen to it here. This extrasense thing, just like, have a look at those arms being placed. I know a person who started losing her hair, and this is just classics of the genre. She went to the doctors, won't show it on someone, but she went to someone, to the doctor, and the doctor said, she went to someone and they said, change your husband. Well, there is such a tendency that some certain type of women change their husband, and this goes up till she changes something in her and kind of alright. Well, I wasn't said any certain, but it was his speech that was made somehow. I kind of came home and with wide open eyes, I asked, what is it with your women at work? If you tell me now, or you tell me now, or we're going to call, or we're going to make a ring. And he just said, well, it was about her knowing, not knowing, and he just got about it and found, well, so it is about him, it's actually about some other guy who was with his wife, and there was an artist, and they was like, well, who is it, her, and who are you here? And there was someone coming there, and she said, well, this is my man, and this is your, well, and this is a good thing. No, it's not about the son. Well, why have you come to become a husband or to marry? What's your age? I'm 24. Well, so you're 18 years married, 24, given a marriage. Well, he's given a birth to a child. Well, it's being said that by my view, they look kind of young. Please make a good shape, a diet of Елена Malasheva. You won't have to cook everything already cooked, and you will just need to eat and lose weight. Деньги за деньги. Онлайн-платежи и переводы в рублях в пакете услуг ВДВ-24. Первое средство, осуществляющее зависимый морской уход, уже через несколько минут облегчает дыхание. Двойная помощь при насморке. The second time when you got married, yes. The second time, I was with a wonderful person, a very powerful man, cannot even tell anything, but it ended up with the same thing. So she came with such a thing that they cheated on me. My personal life didn't turn out that every person cheated on me. So it is like kind of losing, or kind of priorly losing. Losing position. Well, it just turns out that it's a person, wonderful person. Well, he has his such stereotype that he knows what kind of woman what kind of a woman he needs. I think that it turned out that my man made the household, and it was about knowing who earns what. Why do you think such? Well, I will let you know. Well, to find the lover, someone has to stand on it, but it makes a lot. As far as it is, it's kind of gonna go, right? I think it's cardinal, and it's to change such management positions into teaching positions is so good, and I kind of dream about teaching. I dream about teaching Russian language and literature. You have several choices: the family values, family traditions. Every year, on 31st of December, we go to the theater. We have in our family kids. We want to have such abilities and such an ability to give congratulations in the ending of the year and kind of be where we are. And this is something that feels it is a big question of concurrence, or the competition on equal things. Let's imagine such a thing, which is Friday, and we come back from work and we go to the store. How do you see the shopping basket? Vladimir, I will be asking also questions then. What you like guests? Vladimir, is it about guests? Well, it is in practice that I go to guests, and I do take guests too. Well, he does go. Well, it's all right about him not having to worry about kids. She has kids, he has kids. Wow. Well, I had to overview the values, kind of. So he listened to her, and he had to kind of change to buy her footwear. Well, so it's about red footwear. Well, actually, they may go pretty well to such body shape on with the cream. this is a work week. In the end, of course, it's in the end of a week. It's a bottle of champagne, a lemon, and caviar, foie gras. For husband, probably will need to take something which is socks. Well, pretty much everything here I like. Well, yes, darling Kirill, honestly saying, I haven't been such much surprised. There is such a view of being mates. You know, a co-worker does look kind of alright. But will he have power or toughness onto her, or will he be kind of suing her with this champagne and caviar? Well, indeed, he is in the evening, sometimes on Fridays, wants to actually have champagne and caviar. Actually, what about the theater? He's a theater one. Haven't you liked this beauty of her? What a shape! I haven't lived such a day of being a cat, as how it seemed, as how it was said. Well, it's kind of a typage of that, but however, still from anything you may kind of cook a meat dish. Well, if you just cover it, and it's kind of alright, onto the 25. Well, if I cover it up, you may go on to the 25. Well, it's as how in the movie the place of the meeting shall not be changed. Well, it's have a look at your arms and compare them to my and Vasya's one. Well, what about this resolution or solution? It is very important to know that man doesn't lose himself in such a position of being as he is. Well, there is another groom that you may be knowing. Hi, Vladimir. Good evening. My name is Elena. Not even looking at the big difference in our ages, I think we will have something common, and at least one thing we already have. Well, we will have it known a bit later, maybe. Thanks very much. She is a main accountant in the company. She sews the toys and draws pictures. She likes horses and dreams about going to London. From the first lover, she ran away from his medical jealousy. The second one she left too. She is thinking or hoping to have family happiness with Vladimir. I would like to give you presents. She's kind of alright. She is looking good, and she seems to be intelligent. Well, there is a difference in your age. I have my father, my mother, and they have such things. Having the difference in the age, I do the accounting as a teacher of the accounting. Well, this girl is kind of alright, without any concurrence and competition. You haven't been in marriage? No, I haven't yet. I have been dating a person who is 2 years kind of more mature than I am, or older than I am. Oh, well, why has he kind of changed being with you compared to some person who is 40 years and she's 30, kind of? Well, he decided to kind of be with her with those cheeks and such a shape of her, and he said that there was the 150 centimeters of height, which was his ideal lady. Well, and sometime I came back home and there was such a lady in our place with him in the place, and there were 2 kids with him there. Well, and you didn't have any place to go to. Well, and I had to find the place in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks I was left, and we kind of were good friends with her. Well, she seems to be very kind of folded, or kind of in her own. Let's have a look at how she is. Елена, you're a young woman. You are 30. Pretty much, I assume that you want kids, and you're with horses there, and you may pretty well like kids. And how many kids do you want? At least 2. What do you think about Vladimir? How many kids does he want? And or 60 or 70? Will he bring them at 70 into the 1st grade? What's the difference? Why does he need you with such a background? Because, well, very tired. He has 3 kids up on their feet. Well, he is emotionally all right. He won't have those emotional drops or some things. Well, they have in their data field nothing there, and they are all right, kind of, and they may be who she may be all right with such kind of a person, because he's kind of going at state, you know. Well, all right, you go there, do what it is for the left third thing, and we're gonna keep it discussed in here. Well, it is kind of difficult for me to say. I look at ladies and I think about them being with me. Well, from my point of view, it's no one who, for instance, can be with me. Well, for instance, the first one is called, the second one is kind of another one. The third one is ideal from 3. Well, from 3, well, I kind of see these relationships and her doing the accounting, and it is kind of a balance. She may be doing something for him as well. Well, not, or am I too young? Am I too young for you? Well, it's the thing. Are you doubting? Well, it's the energy, and you actually indeed want it. Indeed, you may. Well, or actually, maybe other girls do want to strive to it, or it is the will of striving toward. It's kind of a mixed feeling. Well, my arms itch all the program. Why isn't it about coming or turning away or coming back? Then, well, just go and show them the address. Well, those are the dolls that turned out or turned back, and well, nothing happens just because it's just because of it, or just because. Getting the stops left, we are in the road for longer, and to the things running on your skin, and later on the post on my lively in front of you, and we will be kind of being together and on the bank, but it is a bit not that good for the kind of thing that I'm doing the help, and well, but only take me for the hand. Well, thanks very much. Well, thanks. Your girls are really good. Something here about being sad. Well, we have the rubric here named that we have a couple here. Oh, hey. Well, your loved ones. Well, isn't it, well, wow, that's really cool. With such proper things coming there. It's really cool to see your eyes. Was it all real? I see your eyes, and the eyes is the mirror of the soul, and it kind of turns out that it's deep. Wow, how cool is it all for them? It's some time that's gone by, that's gone past, and they kind of seem to be all right. Yes, we do remember them. We do. Well, he, when we were in private, said that he does actually like, or did actually like me. Well, it seems that they are all looking pretty well, pretty cool. But it seems, well, and it actually seems that the second one, actually temperately very close to my father, or temperately very close to the father. Well, we're gonna make a chocolate onto it, please. It's baked. Bet it. Bet. Well, very soon, in a couple of tens of seconds after the advertisement, the person will be choosing who he is going to be with. And he's going to be with someone. It seems to me that he may actually prefer being with some of them. He may be pretty much with any of them. And there may be two options, I think, of his choice, which is the second wife and the third wife. So I think that he may go with the second one or the third one, and maybe the third one is someone who kind of fits him in some way, and the second one is kind of making him be with her. Somehow it is kind of okay for them both. Maybe he's going to be with the second one. I'm not sure though, because he may go with the third one, because she is kind of close to him from some family values viewpoint or family traditions. Or the second one is someone who may actually be with him, and in any case they or he may be doing his important tradition keeping or keeping the important tradition with both of them. If he comes, would you go out? Well, she is to you young детей or young. She is to you young, and you to her stability. So, well, she doesn't want to change. Well, Vasya, we understand everything with you. Well, in such a place I wouldn't go to anyone. Well, indeed, no one is fitting him. Well, so you then go and, well, and you're sitting and looking at it as a bull, and, well, you're kind of doing those jokes of kind of young age jokes. I'm offering you to go and help the Vladimir, or kind of keep the Vladimir held. Елена, I have chosen you. If you're ready, well, yes, sure, I'm always ready. If you like someone, please write to us, and I am wishing you to hear from your loved person such words as "let's marry." So he's chosen the second one, as how I supposed, well, as how I assumed, and it's pretty much wasn't that much actually certain, I'd say.